Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Janine. If you're new here, your midlife BFF helping you thrive through this wild, wonderful season of life. And today we're gonna get real while I do my makeup. I wanna take it all the way back to the beginning. Let's talk about the little and not so little things that first made me start to feel old. We all had that like turning point, right? But here's the spoiler alert. I've learned how to own it, I've learned how to embrace it, and I'm here and I have this channel to help you guys all do the same. So buckle up because it's gonna be a long one. We're gonna do this entire makeup look and have a girl chat. So get comfortable, get cozy, and let's get into it. All right, so let's get this show on the road, you guys. Done my skincare, which, by the way, you guys, speaking of skincare, I've been a little better lately, and I am going to be also doing a video here pretty soon with my skincare. This is kind of skincare, but it's more like skin prep for makeup. Hopefully my future self warned you that this video is probably going to be a little long, so you guys get comfortable, because I'll try to talk through some of my makeup as well as some of the things I just wanted to touch upon today. As like, I guess it's kind of like my first video besides vlogs back after Vlogmas. So this is the Ilia, Lord, this is one of the things we're going to be talking about today. But this is the Ilia, the Base Face Milk Lightweight Moisturizer Burial Renewal Complex. Unless I do my skincare much earlier before I get ready, I usually just use this as a moisturizer because I do not want my makeup to slide off. You know, I don't need a lot of moisturizer during the day. I save like a good intense moisturizer for nighttime. While I'm letting that kind of dry down, let's talk about like the very first thing that made me stop and think about aging and like, wow, I feel like I'm getting old. Because see, I was the youngest of four kids, so I always was the young one. I was also one of the younger cousins in my family, so I was not used to or did not ever associate myself with age. Usually I have my little fan, but the battery died. So that was, you know, it was tough when I first realized like, oh my God. And what happened was I was doing a photo shoot because I had like a clothing boutique, and my business partner was a decade younger than me. And this is like almost 10 years ago now. So I was like 40. I think I was 40. Going to be 49 in January, by the way. So this is my Kosas. This is what I'm using for sunscreen right now. It's also just like a little tinted sunscreen. It has a little highlight to it. I will link all my products below. By the way, this is not, I wouldn't say that this is my everyday makeup routine either. This is just kind of, I don't even know what I'm going to do. We'll kind of see as I go. But anyways, we were doing a photo shoot and I saw the pictures and my neck from the side, like this skin in here, I was like, oh no, like I don't want to do photo shoots anymore. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of the photo shoots anymore. You got to do it. You're younger. You know, I'm too old, you know, and it was the first time I ever felt old. It was my neck. And to be honest, if, you know, we're being completely like, we're chit-chatting here like girls, you know, girl talk, my neck is still my most insecure thing about aging to this day, because I feel like it's one of the things that I do not have a lot of control over. There's not a whole lot I can do that's not surgical when it comes to my neck. So that it's still, but I have to say, I think that with the things that I do, you know, which is HRT and, you know, skincare and staying well hydrated, speaking of which, I don't think it's progressed as much as I would have thought it would have progressed, considering this is something that brought me insecurity 8 years ago. I would have think it'd be a whole lot worse by now. I'm going to put, this concealer is a Tarte Creaseless Concealer. I use it not for my eyes. I mean, not for my under eye. It's way too thick. It's a pasty. I use it as a base for my eyeshadow. So yeah, my neck was the first thing, and I didn't like that feeling. You know, I started to feel like insecure about it, and there was not much, you know, I can do. But I want, you know, one of the things that I wanted to do this video for is there are things that you can, you know, choose, you can accept, and you can, you know, not let bother you. But there are also a lot of things that you can do to make yourself feel better. You know, control the controllables, I think is my theme here. I don't let it, like, you know, I say it is an insecurity, but I don't let it get me down, if that makes sense. I have maybe in the past, but I think the older you get, the more, like, I don't know, confident you get regardless of your insecurities. I think that people think that if you're confident, you can't have insecurities, but that is not the case. This, by the way, is a great concealer brush. I'll be using it again. This is the Hourglass concealer brush. Now I'm going to go in with the Giorgio Armani liquid eyeshadow. I have been loving these. Okay, the next thing I started to notice, and I wish I could say I did, like, really notice that it was to do with aging and maybe my hormones, but I didn't. I just started to not be able to sleep. And I would go to sleep, but I couldn't stay asleep. And it was an awful, awful feeling. By the way, I'm going to give you a little makeup, anti-aging makeup tips as I go along, as I think of them. But one of the things that we always got to make sure is we're going to do everything with a lift. Everything is pointing up. Everything is with a lift so that we don't drag our faces down. And I know this looks crazy, but these blend out so well, and then you kind of clean it up with concealer after. So I started to not be able to stay asleep. I had no idea that it had to do with my hormones. None. I wish I did, because I would have done something, you know, a lot sooner. I think that the interesting thing is, I think right at the time I started noticing my neck, and obviously that's probably was an indicator that my estrogen was dropping, because that's what happens, is I was 40. And I think that was right when I entered perimenopause. I think I was 40 years old. My cycles started to get, first they got closer and closer together, and then they got further and further apart. And then, you know, the sleep never improved. The sleep just, I couldn't stay asleep at night. I would dread going to sleep, trying to go to bed. Instead of, like, now I thoroughly look forward to going to sleep. I just love it. But I would dread it. I would do everything under the sun. I mean, I'm sure you'll find videos on my page where I'm like, okay, do magnesium, no devices, which all of these things still apply. Have a good nighttime routine, keep a cool room. But I mean, just short of, like, doing a rain dance outside or some sort of seance or something, I was doing everything just to have a decent night's sleep. And it was just, and when you don't sleep good, it just takes a toll on everything. You know, you don't look good, you don't feel good, you get cravings, and then maybe that leads to, like, weight gain, you know, and higher stress. I mean, it's just a domino effect. So here I was with a crepey neck and poor sleep. And then I started noticing my vision. My vision started to go. I always had perfect vision, and I used to have to hold things further and further away to see. And so that was, like, another thing. And I'm just like, what is happening, you know? And you know what's funny is I just kind of dealt with it for a really long time without even like getting glasses. Like it didn't dawn on me like, hey, you know what? You should get some reading glasses. But then, you know, I finally did when I couldn't see at all. This is the Laura Mercier Caviar eyeshadow pen in Au Natural. So yeah, there was that. And then I started to, like, if I was sitting for long periods of time, I would get up and I'd feel like my joints were like frozen. Like I would have to like stretch, and you know, I just felt like it took me a while to like warm up my joints when I would get up, and in the morning and stuff too. All the while, you know, my cycle is like not good, and didn't realize it. It happened so gradually that you don't realize that you're not feeling your best. I remember having a conversation with someone and she's like, oh, I sleep great. And I was like, really? I just didn't even dawn on me that like I could sleep better, you know, like that there was something I can do about it. Or that it was like hormonal and not just like, oh, this is just who I am. I'm not a good sleeper, I guess, anymore. You know, it's just kind of weird. Sometimes it just takes like hearing it from someone else, which is, you know, why I wanted to even have this discussion with you guys is because I want this page to be like the big, you know, your big sister that goes through everything before you, maybe. So like you go to her to see what it's going to be like. Or like, you know, someone, your best friend who's going through the same thing as you. Like, that's what I want, you know, you guys to think about this page. It's just like your playbook to midlife. And as I go through things, I will share, you know, I will share so that maybe my experience or mistakes is something that you can learn from. This is like I thought, why not do a little glitter moment? This is also Giorgio Armani. I'll link these colors down below. But so yeah, there was that. I mean, let's not even get into the fact that I didn't realize that this was anything related to aging, to be honest, but my libido just was like non-existent. It was just something I just could take it or leave it. You know what I mean? Mostly leave it. Again, no real idea that this is all like related to like aging and like my hormones. It's just like it's like layering on you, right? And then all the while, your kids are growing up, your parents are getting older, you're losing a parent, you know, like just so much change and so many things all at once that, you know, it is no wonder that like there's a mental health crisis for, you know, midlife women. There's no wonder that the rate of divorce is at its highest all around this time when a woman is in midlife and empty nesting and all the things. Because there's just this perfect storm, but you don't really realize you're in a storm. And people are really not that supportive because your doctors, they tell you it's normal. Because normal is the storm. Like, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know if I like that answer. The storm is normal, therefore I should deal with the storm. Anyways, I didn't even get to that part yet because I still didn't realize that there was a solution. And not that the solution is going to be the same for everybody, but what I'm saying is, don't roll over, you guys. Like, we could have our best years yet. These could be the best. This next decade, I'll be 49 in like 2 weeks. January 28th, Aquarius. But this next decade could be the best yet. I remember, like, I was kind of going through it. And again, I didn't realize that it was like hormonal a lot and life related too. But I remember having a conversation with my husband like 4 years ago, and we were trying to like pump each other up. And I'm like, you know what? We're not too old to have a totally different life. Like, we could be in a totally different place and living a totally different life by the time we're 50. And you know, since then we have made a lot of changes to support that fact. And I feel like 2025 is going to be the biggest yet. It's going to be, it's a year of fruition and new beginnings and stuff, you know? Anyway, so my brows are done. I just fill them in and I pencil them in. This is like my little Merit pencil, which, by the way, I'm going to share this with you guys. I'm going to talk about it more probably in my skincare video, which will probably be up soon. But if you're not subscribed, get subscribed. I am going to be on a quest to, as I need new things in makeup, I'm going to find drugstore equivalents if I can. If I can find a drugstore equivalent, we're going to go drugstore, because we're going to be a little smarter with spending in 2025. Because I had a Sephora gift card, and so I was buying some products from Sephora, and it really just dawned on me how expensive things are. And I thought, God, I would not buy this particular item if I did not have this Sephora card. This is crazy. I'm going to go in with a little bit of a darker in my corner. Makeup by Mario. Anyway, so one of the things, and this is kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, in terms of my aging. It is the thing that made me seek help and just unveiled everything. And I talked about it on this channel before, but I started to lose control of my bladder. And I just did not know why, and I was embarrassed to talk about it. I was mortified. I literally couldn't leave the house without peeing my pants. Like, literally. I remember I was out once at my sister's birthday party. We were walking around at night after having had a few drinks, so you lose your inhibitions a little bit. You're not able to hold as much, you know. And I remember I went into the bathroom and looked in the mirror and realized that my jeans were, there was a urine spot on my jeans. And there was like a hand dryer there, and I had my leg up trying to dry my pants. And I remember being a little tipsy at the time. I don't drink alcohol anymore. Trying to support a youthful appearance, and alcohol definitely does not support that, and that's why I stopped. But I remember I was being a little tipsy, but thinking to myself, oh my God, this is the worst feeling of my life. Like, this is so humiliating. And I mean, I had a few other instances. One other one that I actually shared on this page. This is a new product. I actually got it with my Sephora gift card. And it is medium light, the Makeup by Mario contour stick. Here's my makeup tip for you guys. So, do not put, people think you put contour here in the hollows, which maybe you can if you're young, but no. You want lift, right? We're trying to give like ourselves a facelift with makeup. You want to put that up high, like top of your cheekbone. Kind of like going to where it meets the top of your ear. Like, see? That's the top of my ear. So use that as like a guide. And then we do some at the hairline. Kind of just framing your face. And then I do down here. Make sure you do just underneath, because this will kind of like suck you in a little right here. Reduce the appearance of the little neck situation. So there's that. And then with this, you could also contour your lips if you want like a little pouty lip look. Down here a little bit. A little above the lip. And we're going to do the nose, which this is new, so I've not used this product. So we'll see if we like it. And yeah, that's about it for that. So once I started peeing my pants, and that went on for a while, and I tried everything. I had to wear padded underwear. I noticed that I kind of just retreated. It was a domino effect, because what ended up happening was I ended up actually starting to look really old. And guess why? Because I started to drink less water because I was so afraid to pee my pants. And it doesn't take much. It takes one day of being dehydrated to look old. Like, you could get it back, you know, your plumpness, but one of the main things that's going to keep you looking youthful is plump, hydrated skin. And that's another reason why I stopped drinking alcohol. For other reasons too, but mainly because it is going to speed up the aging process. So it's like, okay, there are certain things that are out of my control, like my neck, but there are things within my control. So again, I am going to always do the things that are within my control. So that's it, you guys. Just blend that out. And I just press it in, you know. Oh my gosh, hold on a minute. I didn't put my foundation on. See what happens when I'm talking? That's okay, we can just do it now. It's a little underpainting action. I knew I was missing something. Let's do some foundation. So I'm gonna do, I always put it like on a mirror. This is my House Labs. I was like, why does my skin not look the best? It's foundation. House Labs, Tricorn, whatever. I'm gonna put 1 drop of the Tan Luxe tanning drops. And we are going to apply some foundation. Then I'm gonna reapply some bronzer after that. I like to really saturate the brush. And then we're gonna tap this all in. Since technically this is supposed to be like the first layer, you can kind of like swipe and do what you want to get it on as fast as possible. But after that, you definitely don't want to swipe on your face because it's going to take this layer off. We want this layer to stay on. So what I'm going to do is put this on, and then you're going to let it sit for a little bit. I'm not done with my eyes yet, by the way, too. I have to do my eyeliner. I always foundation my lips too. Okay. I did a fresh set of Lashify today too. I really hope that this video is not like a hot mess. Sorry guys. I'm not a makeup person, but I'm not a beauty guru by any means, but what I will say is that it's never too late to get good at something. And I was just actually having a conversation with my clients about this morning, that I'm not telling you to become a pro makeup artist to go, or a hairstylist, right? To go do someone else's hair, but you should become a pro at making yourself look and feel your best. You should be able to do that because it's yourself. Master yourself, not only in health, nutrition, obviously, I'm a coach, I'm a fitness coach, and I help clients online, but it is not all about nutrition and fitness. It is mastering yourself. Know how to dress for yourself. Know how to do your makeup. Know how to contour your nose. Just master yourself. And don't stop telling yourself you're not good at things. Oh, I'm not good at makeup. Well, become good at makeup. Make this the year you're good at makeup because it'll make you feel better. I'm not saying it needs to, but I'm saying you need to find things that are within your control that'll make you look and feel your best, because that's the whole point. So I'm going to take this eyeliner, and we're going to attempt to do a little bit of eyeliner here. I am going to go up. I take it into the corner. And then I move up. The thing about eyeliner that's tricky, I'm just doing this because this gives you makes you look like you have a nice bigger eyes. I wish I had like my hand mirror. Oh yeah, that's a pretty decent line. Can you see it? If you take it, put it, yeah. You can clean it up after with concealer. You take it, put it in the corner, look straight into the mirror and just kind of like go up. That'll kind of be like your wing a little bit. I'm not trying to do like a full like wing liner, but that'll be your extension of your eye. It gives your eye a bigger appearance and also a lifted appearance. And then I take my finger and kind of clean it up and push it up a little bit. Okay, so foundation is on. It's dried down enough. We will clean up the eyes in a bit. Now we're going to go back with the contour. Just a little bit more. Oh, this one comes with a brush on that side, but it's a funky brush. No thanks. Now is when you have to stamp it on because you don't want to move your foundation. It's still on my nose, so I'll leave that. And I'll just put a little more up here. If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to comment. I'm happy to chit chat in the comments with you guys. I'm also trying to do this to where, let's see what happens when I go to edit, but I'm trying not to speed up because a lot of you had said, please don't speed up because we're trying to like really see how you do things. So now I'm just going to press this in. Don't swipe because it'll take your foundation off. So what I was saying, the peeing my pants, that was kind of when the straw that broke the camel's back. So I went to the doctor and she was not helpful. And I've talked about that before. I think you can probably go back and watch that video. But that is when my husband, at the same time, we're the same age. He's a year older than me. This is the best brush for nose contour. It's Patrick Ta. But he went on HRT through Transcend. And I didn't even know they had such a thing for women. And I thought, hey, do they have that for women? And that's, long story short, that's how I started my HRT journey. And it helped with a lot of the things that I was experiencing, I have to say. The sleep, impeccable sleep now. I was able to change my body. It's been over a year now. I was able to change my body fat composition. Like, it just, everything became a little easier again. It was not like, it's not like a magic pill or anything like that. You still have to do the work, but it fixed the things that were impairing my ability to do the work. Because if you don't sleep good and you're peeing your pants, you don't care about working out. You don't care about eating right. You're just depressed. Okay, and you are depressed and you're bloated because your digestion changes. I mean, the list goes on. All started with my neck, and then it was just like a domino effect. Okay, what are we gonna do now? Let me fix this eyeliner before we do the concealer. Anyone else lose brushes all the time? use this little flat brush. I'm going to get a little bit of brown eyeshadow to kind of set that concealer. To set that liner. So I did end up going on HRT. I did, I was in full-blown menopause by this time, though. So I went into full-blown menopause. So I basically suffered kind of off and on with different ailments for 5 years. I went into full-blown menopause at 46, and now I got on HRT at 47. Now I'm going to be 49. So that was kind of that thing, that aspect. And once I, like I said, if I fixed some of the things that were preventing me from wanting to having the desire to move forward. That being said, I still, I just am a firm believer in doing things that make you feel good. Doing your makeup, getting dressed, wearing a cute outfit, smelling good, having self-care nights. All of those things are just so important to your well-being. It's not just taking a hormone is not going to, it's not going to fix all your problems if you're not wanting to fix your problems. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to want it. You have to make decisions. You have to decide whether you're going to feel sorry for yourself or you're going to do something about it. I think that's really what it boils down to. Okay, what do we want to do for lipstick? Not lipstick, blush. I'm going to do a little bit of a powdered bronzer. This is the Dior. And look at that. Hit pan. So this will probably be one of the first things that I go and find, because this one was expensive. I think it was like $60. That I'm going to go and find drugstore. I already found some drugstore equivalent skincare that we'll talk about in the next video. Because one of the things that I'm going to try to do in 2025 is declutter my life. I always try to do that. But really, not buy something unless I need something. So I'm not buying. I shouldn't have 4 body lotions. I shouldn't have multiple shampoo and conditioner. I should have only what I actively need. And when it runs out is when I can go and try something new. Really have to do that, a lot of times it's a little difficult in what I do for a living because I influence, I do, I share products as part of my job, but on the same token, I want to make sure I think I need to be better at communicating that this is, I'm showing you a haul of sweaters so that maybe you might need a sweater, you pick one and buy that. I don't think you should go buy a haul of sweaters. Hauls are not realistic for normal, if that's not your job. Okay, we're going to go with some blush. And again, blush, if you are 40 or up, do not put this right here, or don't do this, because if you do this and you stop smiling, your blush is going to be down here. That's going to drag your face down. And then I also just put a tiny dot right there, which I'm going to put concealer there too, so it's okay if it's a little more than a tiny dot. Again, it doesn't really usually take me this long to do my makeup, but I told you this was going to be just a girlfriend chit chat. I think, the main thing that I wanted to convey today is do things that make you feel good. Do more of that. If things make you feel good and make you happy, do more of those things. My whole motto for us in midlife is to not throw in the towel. like, we can be the best version of ourselves yet. We also don't always have to be striving to be something we once were. Like, that's in the past. Let's not try to get back to something we were. Let's let that have its moment and stay there. Let's just try to be the best that we can now and going forward, and not be always striving to try to reach something that we used to be or used to do. Like, let's focus on the new. I think that's a lot of what 2025 is the new beginnings. So tapping high, it's going to, the whole concept here. By the way, this is a really good time to do a video on aging, because my Botox, I haven't had it in like almost 5 months. My appointment is in 2 days. That's something that makes me feel better. And I think I'm a firm believer in doing things that make you feel good. Everybody has their threshold for what makes sense to them. And I don't think that it's like a judgment-free zone. People got to do what's going to make them feel their best. We got one life to live. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise either. You choose. We're going to go with concealer. Kosas Creamy Concealer. This is also going to be a drugstore product that I will be searching for, because this is, I think this is like $30. So with concealer, if you're over 40, do not do the big triangle that we were doing a few years back. I'm guilty of that. You just want to cover the veins, basically. You want to do the corner. And then there's plenty of product in the corner that will cover the rest of the area. And then you're going to carve out the eye going upward. Remember, we are lifting. Lift, lift, lift. And then you could do a little right here. And then here, this is my other insecurity. It's kind of a newer one. I have really chubby cheeks. This is not filler. This is like my cheeks. But because they're so heavy, I'm really getting some deep kind of jowls in here. I'm going to see if she recommends anything for that. She's really good about like not wanting to just put tons of stuff in my face. I've not done filler. I did a little filler in my chin, and I filled my lips. I don't have filler in my face. Okay, so here, this area. So we're gonna try to conceal that a little bit. And then this right here, the nasal labials. And then I do my nose. Okay. So now let's chat about the latest and greatest little situation. I almost didn't do this video because I had planned on doing it, but I have had a little bit of a health problem lately. Kind of started on Christmas. And we haven't gotten to the bottom of it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's autoimmune flare of some sort. And I'm sure maybe throughout this video you may have already noticed. But I'm having an autoimmune flare. So it affects my joints, and it's in my hands and toes, and it also just makes you in general not really feel your best. I had a flare 21 years ago, and at that time they determined that I did have a positive ANA in my blood work, and it's shown up again since. But they couldn't really diagnose me with anything. They thought maybe rheumatoid arthritis, but I was negative for that. And then if it was rheumatoid arthritis, 23 years later, it would have likely manifested itself into joint pain, which I have not had at all. But this has not been fun. And this is just another example of you got to roll with the punches of life. I'm like, okay, wow, this is not fun, and it's painful. It's okay today, and I have like more energy today, but I've been struggling for the last few days. Nights and mornings are the worst. They're stiff, and I can't really can't work out, which is hard for me because I was about to really hit it hard with the new year, but that's okay. I'm not letting myself get down about it. This is just life. Life is always going to throw you curveballs, and you have to be in the best position possible, mentally, physically, to deal with the curveballs. By the way, with concealer, tap, 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 tap. Do not swipe. Especially because the under eye skin is sensitive. But see how I'm just like bringing that up? And this also cleans up that eyeliner and that eyeshadow. I'm actually gonna... Sometimes I'll do like concealer to kind of carve out my eyebrows a little better, but this video is already long enough. Anyway, so I'm dealing with that, and like I said, I almost didn't do this video. I'm like, oh my god, my hands. I couldn't go get my nails done today because I was gonna go, but then I thought, you know what? It's gonna creep people out. They're gonna think like I have some sort of contagious condition, and that's not cool, you know? So I'm like, I'm not gonna go. But I was trying to go because I thought that would make me feel better because I'm a little down about it, but you guys, it's life, you know? And you get older, you're going to encounter even more stuff, you know? You got to stay on top of your health and your checks, and hopefully this turns out to be nothing and it's just a kind of a flare and it goes away and it's nothing that's going to like impact my life. But if it does, you know, I'll deal with it. And there's other people in this world that have it a whole lot harder than me. And when I'm having like a moment and feeling sorry for myself, that is what I tell myself. I tell myself, like, there are people that would kill for my problems, that they'd much rather have my problems instead of their problems. So how, like, I don't know, inconsiderate of me to be boo-hooey about my problems. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm not done because I'm going to do some liner now. And we'll do a lip combo. So, anyways, that's what's going on with me with that. And just another, you know, aging situation. Or part of life, you know. Not really an aging. Like I had it 20 years ago, but this is like my signature. I always do this. This is Makeup Forever pencil. And I put it in my waterline. It's not white, but it's like a beige. So it's not as like stark, but I love it. And then I also will do, both. Let's do both some eyeshadow, some of the liquid eyeshadow under the eye. It's got a nice firm tip, so you can do that. I'll smoke that out a little bit. So, anyways, anybody dealt with like this type of stuff? Let me know down in the comments. It's still a mystery. And I want to get to the bottom of it this time because I kind of get like, the flare goes away and then it's like, oh, okay, well, it's fine. Wait till the next time, you know, but what if the next time is worse? Like this one is bad. This is almost as bad as it was 20 years ago. I've had little flares in the last few years, and I know what triggers my flares. Stress. So managing stress is very important. And it was a stressful situation. Not really like bad stress. I mean, I have some bad stress going on with my dad who's in hospice. Obviously that, you know, has an impact, but really is a lot of work stress. And I was just kind of overworking a little bit. I was working on a website that I'm creating for a different business that I have. And I just worked on it too many hours. And it was right after Christmas. And I just almost felt like something snap in me, like stress-wise. And I should have identified that sooner and not pushed past that. Lesson learned. Listen to your body. And these started the next morning. So, yeah. The nights and the mornings are the worst. Okay. So there's that. Hopefully you guys can see this. It's really hard for me to, I don't know. I'm not a makeup guru, guys. This is not my forte. Okay, so now we're going to go in with some powders to kind of set all of this liquid, because my face is kind of like all dewy. This is not going to stay, right? This is going to, so I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury, which when this runs out, you guys, we will also be looking for a cheaper version. I'm not saying I'm never going to Sephora. I just want to be a little more mindful, and I want to be a little more responsible in my influence. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I get paid when you click on my links, and I appreciate it so, so much. It supports me being able to do this kind of stuff for you guys. In full transparency, where I am in my influence, this is not my bread and butter. It basically supports me to continue to do this kind of stuff for you guys and get products to do this kind of stuff. But my job is a coach. That's my job. That's what pays the bills. But you know, if I like, I don't know, blow up on YouTube and like suddenly that changes, I'll let you know. I'm not trying to be a phony baloney. You know, I also don't want it, I wouldn't want it to change me, because I've noticed that some people that you like initially on YouTube, then when they blow up, it changes them. They're not buying the relatable things anymore because they have more money, because they blew up from sharing the relatable things. And I don't want that to happen. Not that I worry that it would, but I'm just going to be just really mindful. Okay. Charlotte Tilbury is dried down. I'm going to go in with some powder. This is a new blush that I got with my gift card. I thought it was so pretty. Mellow Mauve. I think it'll be a pretty accent on top of that. By the way, I think I didn't talk, but this is like a little illuminator. I'll put a different one on in a second, but let me just put some of this blush. Do I want to do, I think I want to powder my, I am going to powder my under eye first. I'm going to use this pink one from One Size. Going to set that concealer. Again, don't wipe, just tap, because you'll wipe it right off if you do. Okay. Feeling pretty good about that. It's funny because I really can never really know how I like my makeup until I get out of the makeup chair and like walk down the hallway or something. The real test is in the car. When you throw the visor down, you're like, uh-oh, I forgot to blend my nose contour, which happens quite a bit actually. Okay, I'm gonna apply some of this powder. Move my mirror. Again, I do like to come up here. I'm just really careful. Everything lift, lift, lift. Sometimes if I feel that I got into my concealer area too much with the blush, I'll come back with the brush. God, it's already getting dark. This is crazy. This day went by so fast. Okay. Let's do some... Hold on. Okay, let's do my lip. I got a new lip liner with my gift card. I actually got a couple new lip liners with my gift card. Thank you, One Up Nutrition, by the way. They gave me a very generous gift card for Christmas. Okay, I think I'm going to use this like muted mauve. Wait, no, this is Put the glasses on. The hell color is this? Work of art. Work of art is the color. And we're going to do a lip. Gotta decide what lip I want to do. Well, let's do this liner first. So what we're going to do is I like to overline just right here in between the Cupid's bow. So I just go back and forth right there for a little bit. This is what's going to give you like a poutier look. And then I go underneath. Slightly overlined. Then I will go in the lip. So I only overline right here and right here. And then here I just go on the lip. That's what's going to give you kind of like a poutier. So when you bring it down, I actually bring it, and I don't go all the way to the corner because that'll turn your lips down. Don't go all the way down. Leave this with no lipstick. You don't want your lips to turn down. This is a comfortable liner. I don't like when they are like super drying. Okay. What do I think I want to do? Just like a nudie matte, and then I'll do a gloss over it. So this is a Patrick Ta matte lip. And I don't put too much, because these matte lips tend to be a little like dry. So I don't put too much. And then I'm going to put a gloss. So I just got this gloss actually too. I heard it's so weird. It's purple. But it's like a cool tone. And it supposedly, I don't know, we're about to find out if I like it. It looks good over like nudes apparently. It's literally purple. But this is the Forget the Filler gloss. It's kind of like a plumping. Oh yeah. Can't even tell. God, it got dark. Hopefully you guys can see. It's getting dark outside. I definitely like that. Well, there you have it, guys. I did a little curl in my hair. I am done with my makeup. There is the final look. Thank you guys so much. I want to know who stuck with me this entire video because it was long. It was long. So comment down below. Let's see, an emoji. How about a lipstick emoji? Comment down below if you are still here because you are a trooper. And thank you guys so much for tuning in, and let me just chit chat with you guys and let me know, do you like this style of video? I'd be happy to do more chit chats and story times with Get Ready With Me, maybe with different makeup looks. I definitely want to show a lot more on my channel this year. Skincare, fashion, style, all of the things to help you look and feel your best at this season of life and thrive in midlife. That's the goal here, because we're not trying to get back to what we were. We're creating a new path and forging forward and making it the best yet. So I hope that sounds good to you guys. If that type of content sounds like something you can get into, then make sure you subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, and I'll see you guys very soon.